Both of us will be working hard to ensure that this relationship will continue to thrive. Meine Damen und Herren,
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extraordinarily pleased to welcome Prime Minister Keir Starmer so soon after taking office. Germany and the UK share long-standing and a trustful partnership, which is based on shared values and reliable friendship. We are going to foster and promote this cooperation for the benefit of our peoples, for the benefit of Europe and security and the transatlantic sphere. We want to continue to intensify these relations. We don't want to leave it at statements, but base our relations on an entirely new footing. In the coming months, we're going to work towards a treaty which reflects the whole spectrum of our relations. Such a treaty has not existed between Germany and the United Kingdom yet. We also want to deepen a cooperation between our two governments through government-to-government consultations, which we are going to have very soon. Already now, we're coordinating closely in our day-to-day work. We coordinate closely and based on the spirit of trust. All of this goes to show Germany and the UK are special partners indeed. Together, we want to strengthen the European pillar in NATO, and closer cooperation in the field of security will play an important role. We also dealt with the situation in Ukraine today. Germany and the UK stand firmly by Ukraine's side. I explicitly say this also against the backdrop of the fact that attempts were made to sow the seeds of doubt when it comes to this commitment. We will continue to lend financial, economic, political, and military support as long as this is necessary. The draft budget, has earmarked €4 billion in bilateral aid for Ukraine. In addition, together with the G7 states, we provide a €50 billion loan to Ukraine in order to make sure that Ukraine has reliable financial support. And in order to do so, we also use windfall profits from immobilized Russian central banks' assets. We're deeply worried about the situation in the Middle East and the escalation in the region. The immense human suffering, which we're observing for months, is growing just as the risk of a regional conflagration. We call upon all parties involved to continue negotiations immediately, negotiations on a ceasefire and the liberation of hostages. The catastrophic humanitarian situation in Gaza and the lack of protection for civilians and humanitarian aid workers is something that deeply worries me. Israel needs to do more. We coordinate closely, not only in terms of security policy. It is also important to further develop relations between the European Union and the United Kingdom. I am happy about the announcement by Keir Starmer to seek a reset in the relations to the European Union. We want to take this hand which is reached out to us. The UK has always been an indispensable partner when it comes to solving the big issues affecting all of Europe, and nothing has changed after the UK left the European Union. With the withdrawal agreement, the protocol in Ireland and Northern Ireland, the comprehensive trade and cooperation agreement, and the Windsor framework, we have a reliable legal framework for our relations that needs to be fully implemented. One last point is important to me. The contacts between our societies, between Germans and people in the UK, have declined massively after Brexit and the COVID-19 pandemic. We want to change that because if you know each other well, you understand each other better. We share similar views on this, and this is why we want to intensify the exchanges between Germany and the UK. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to Berlin.
Thank you very much. Can I first express my sincere condolences for the shocking attack in Solingen last week? Our country knows what it's like to suffer such senseless and despicable acts, and our thoughts are with all the families affected by this terrible event. And Olaf, thank you. It's fantastic to be here with you in Berlin. Not, alas, my first visit here as Prime Minister. Football, as it turns out, decided to visit its second home in Spain this term when I was last here. But anyway, it's still an incredible experience and a showcase for the fantastic hospitality of this great nation. So thank you for hosting yet another episode in English footballing trauma. I've been through a lot. Anyway, I'm delighted to be back at this moment of opportunity for our two countries. Olaf, on every occasion that we've met, we've talked about our ambitions for the future, our values of security, prosperity and respect, and our shared determination to harness the power of government for the service of working people. And that is what we are doing today. A new UK-Germany treaty, a once-in-a-generation chance to deliver for working people in Britain and in Germany. A new agreement, a testament to the depth and potential of our relationship, with deeper links on science, technology, development, people, business, culture, a boost to our trading relations. Germany, of course, already the UK's second largest trading partner in the world, and through that, a chance to create jobs here and in the United Kingdom, and deliver that most precious of goods for both our countries, economic growth. Let me be clear, growth is the number one mission of my government, and what we understand clearly is that building relationships with our partners here in Germany and across Europe is vital to achieving it. That is what our agreement today represents, the chance that we have. We will also deepen cooperation on shared social challenges, for example, on illegal immigration, because we cannot smash the smuggler gangs who perpetrate this vile trade without the help of our partners. And I'm really glad that we had substantive discussions today about how we tackle the smuggling gangs and agreed to develop a joint action plan to tackle illegal migration. We will also renew our commitment to the Calais Group, enhance our intelligence sharing on organised immigration crime, but also increase collaboration on tackling climate change, an important goal for the planet, of course, for greater energy security, but also for tackling the drivers of challenges like illegal migration at source. And finally, at the heart of this treaty will be a new defence agreement, an agreement that builds upon our already formidable defence cooperation, but which expands that relationship to face the threats of a volatile world together. That, of course, means a shared resolve to stand up for the security of our people and the wider European continent. And that begins with our unyielding support for Ukraine. And we discussed that in some detail today. Because as Europe's largest contributors to Ukraine's war efforts, and as the nations with the highest defence expenditure among the European countries in NATO, we know only too well the debt we owe to the Ukrainian people, who fight not just to defend themselves, but for the people and all the people across Europe. So today, we affirmed our commitment to stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. We also share a common commitment to resolve the crisis in the Middle East, as you've just referenced. And we agree on Israel's right to self-defense in compliance with international humanitarian law, the need for de-escalation across the region and for restraint and caution to be exercised, unfettered humanitarian access into Gaza, agreement to a ceasefire and release of all hostages, and the importance of working together towards a political solution based on the creation of a Palestinian state alongside a safe and secure Israel. The only way to provide long-term peace and security for both Israelis and Palestinians. Now, that, of course, is not an easy goal, but it is one that we are committed to pursuing together because, as today shows, Britain can advance its interests much more effectively when friends and partners. This treaty is part of a wider reset, grounded in a new spirit of cooperation, with our shared understanding that this will be developed at pace and that we hope to have agreed it by the end of the year. A Britain reconnected, resetting our relationship, rediscovering our common interests, delivering for working people. Britain and Germany already have an incredible relationship. We invest billions in each other's countries. Thousands and thousands of jobs are supported through trade. And every year, millions of people travel between our two countries, exchanging ideas, collaborating, creating and connecting. But today, we build on that. A bright new future for UK-German relations, two great countries brought closer together than ever before, the strongest strategic partners in Europe and on the world stage. Thank you so much for hosting us here today. Thank you.